If you or someone you know who is currently working in the UK as a care assistant is struggling to find shifts or has not been getting shifts from their current employer here in the UK, you need to watch this video to the very end. I'll be sharing practical steps on how you can, solve this problem of not getting shifts from your current employer and how you can turn the situation around. Stick with me to the very end, and I promise you, you'll definitely come back to say thank you if you do all I've told you in this very video. Hi, my name is Jenny. This is my community, Jenny's Hub. Nice to see you. If you see my face for the very first time, go ahead, like and subscribe this video, subscribe to this channel. I share information regarding relocation here to the UK, living here in the UK, and very recently I've, changed jobs from being a domiciliary carer to being, currently working as a healthcare worker here in the UK. So in this video, I'll be sharing practical steps on how you can, start getting shifts from your employers. Now, like most of us know, it's no more news that a lot of people who have paid for COS or who has been asked to buy, COS by the employers, we're not here to judge. We're just here to share, opinions, or you're just here to just give practical tips on how to move forward from the challenges that a lot of care assistants have found themselves in. So today's video is sponsored by Teddy Blake. Guys, Teddy Blake is an amazing company that produces luxury quality bags. Look at that, guys. Just look at the luxury of this beautiful black handbag that is specially crafted and made for those that desire luxury. Guys, this bag is made with, absolute perfection. Feeling it, the skin, I can tell you for sure, is pure luxury, guys. I would really, really recommend this bag. Guys, as you know, Easter is just around the corner. Mother's Day is just around the corner. And this would be a perfect gift to your mom, your wife, your girlfriend, or somebody who is really, really, really close to you. I'll be leaving a link in the description of this video where you can get up to 60% off from the website. And you can also get extra 30% off if you use my code. So go ahead, guys, and use the code in the description to book your own luxury bag now. Now, unfortunately, a lot of people who have found themselves in this situation of, mostly those who paid for COS, hoping to start working or hoping to get a job from these employers, a lot of them have been disappointed that by the time they pay for this COS, there are no jobs. This is a very big shame and it's really sad, it's pathetic. There are so many sad stories. And of course, your girl has gone digging to say, what can we do to, change the situation or to turn it around? And that is what I'll be sharing with you in this very video. So ensure you watch to the very end. The last point is the most important if you really, really want to get all this. So ensure you watch to the very end, and I promise you it will be worth your time. Let's jump right into the video. My very first point I'll be sharing, even though it looks as if it's stating the obvious, is communicating with your employer. Now, of course, by the time you start your job and you're not getting shifts, you're not getting job, the first thing you want to do is to request for a meeting. I will personally recommend a face-to-face meeting with your employer to sit down with them to say, look, what is happening? Why am I not getting shift? This is not, this is not the contract we had, or this is not what, what you said to me. The essence of you being my employer is for you to give me jobs because you have a requirement to fulfill. Because at the end of the day, you're meant to fulfill the salary threshold as a UK care assistant. So one of the first things I would recommend is having a face-to-face meeting with the employer to find out what the issue is and how to move forward from that step. So don't just sit back and just sit at home and moan or cry or just complain. The first thing I recommend you do is to request for a face-to-face meeting with your employer, with your HR, or whoever that is in charge of the company to properly, straighten out things of what is happening and get the real facts of what is on ground for them. That's point number one. The very next best thing you want to do is to review your contracts. Now, for every job you get in the UK, you're expected to have a contract. I know, yes, because of the UK job racket that's been happening recently, a lot of employers just do whatever they like. But I just want to let you know you're meant to get a contract from your employer. You have a right, as an employee in this country, for you to get a job from your employer. So the first thing you want to do is to go through your employment contract to state, to check through what states. The very first place, if your employer said, I'm giving you 40 hours per week, well, they owe you to that to give you that 40 hours. And this point will be leading to my next point, which is registering with a union. Now, I emphasize this in most of my video on why every care assistant or healthcare worker working in the UK should register with a UK union. Now, I cannot emphasize this enough. Union has affected me and a lot of people around me positively. I have gained so much from joining a union. Now, one of the union out there, so many other union out there, but the one that I joined is Unison. I'll leave it on the screen and I'll leave in the description below. It's just a of amount per month, but the benefit is enormous. These unions will be there to fight for you. They'll be there to present your case. They'll be there to speak for you, even when you cannot speak for yourself. So one of the things I would highly, highly recommend is joining a union. By the time you join the union, you can go back to this union to say, look, I've got a contract with these people, but right now I'm not getting job. I'm stranded. These are the people that can legally fight for you. They have lawyers that can fight your case. They can write to this company to say, look at what the complaint we're getting from this company. And most employers, they know, they are afraid of these people. They know that if by the time these people stand up against them, they cannot win. That is why I recommend that everybody who is working as a care assistant join a union. It's for your own good, guys. So if you're here in the UK, you haven't joined a union, you're doing yourself a disservice. So join a union. These are people you can teach, people that can take up your case, whatever it might be. They can take up your case to whatever level, to pursue or to go after those who you're currently working for or your current employers, to let them know that they owe you as a duty to provide you job here in the UK. Right. So my fourth point is joining an agency. So as most of you know, working as a UK healthcare assistant, you have the right to work for extra 20 hours for another employer. Now, if you can work for an extra 20 hours while you wait for your main employer, even though it's not that much, but it could, it's better than nothing. So one of the things you want to do is to scout for agencies in your locality. I've posted a video, on my channel about, getting agency jobs. So just go to go to Google and search for agencies in you, wherever you are. There are agencies scattered all over the UK. You can always find one to say, look, I've got my visa, I've got a main employer, but I can work for additional 20 hours. And one of the things they most require is some level of experience, which you already have from wherever you're working from, your DBS. If you can provide these things, you are good to go. Now, sometimes the challenge most people find is getting a reference from their employer to give, from the employer to, an agency. And this is where union comes in. They can only speak for you to say, look, you're not giving this person a job, you need to give them a reference. That is why you need to join a union. So yes, you can join agencies in your locality. So go ahead and search for healthcare agencies in wherever you are. Go ahead, ring them or visit them and let them, give you jobs. Some agencies, I know these days it's not as easy, but of course, if you can follow these people up, you can get additional 20 hours working as a care assistant. This is one of the things you want to do as soon as possible. All right, guys. So my fifth point, very, very importantly, this is really, really important, guys. While you're waiting for your employer, while you're trying to get a job, don't just sit back and do nothing. Guys, it is a good time for you to update your skills. And what is the best way for you to update your skills? By taking more courses. Yes, you know me, I'm very big on courses. Taking more courses. Go ahead and upgrade yourself. You can never take enough. The truth is, while you're taking your care assistant 15 care courses, the more courses you take, the more employable you are. An employer that sees that you've taken courses in almost every sector, so you're very versatile, you're very wild. So you can work with children, you can work with learning disability, you can work in mental health, you can work in general. So this is the time for you to gather as much certifications as possible. There are so many online courses you can take and pay just a token for the certificate. Some you can take these courses for free. It's there for you to do a set. If you want me to share a link, I'll drop a link of some courses you can take that can improve your employability by other employers. So even though you're not currently working, you upgrading yourself with skills online will really, really help you to land, another employment. Remember to stick to the very end. I have my last point at the end that will be really, really useful to you. All right, guys. So my next point is you networking. Networking is something that a lot of us take for granted, especially those of us from, the part of where we come from. Sometimes because of a lot of bad experience people have had in the past with other people or with people from your own region, fellow Africans, people say, oh, I just want to mind my business. I just want to stay in my lane. Guys, this is not time to stay in your lane, okay? You need to network. And when I mean network, I mean, getting to meet with other professionals within yourself. So I mean healthcare assistant. So you have to go out of your way to look for healthcare assistant within your field. These are the people that will tell you, okay, this company is recruiting, this company, they need people. You can do 10 hours here, you can do 20 hours there. You never can tell. People can put in the word for you to say, okay, oh, my company can give you extra 10 hours. I could speak to my employers, okay? You can also join WhatsApp group. You can join Telegram. I'm very big on community, okay? So when you join this group, you can put your request to say, guys, I'm here in the country. My employers is not giving me a job. Please assist me with your connections. And I'm sure, I've seen people who've gotten help from WhatsApp group by just putting their requests out. So look for communities, join them, and of course, connect. Who knows? Your next help might just be within these communities in the world. See people's life, transforming just by opening their mouth. Like they say, a closed mouth is a closed destiny. Right, guys, my very seventh point is volunteering. I know a lot of us Africans are not very used to volunteering. It's not something we really want to do. Unpaid job. When I mean volunteer, I mean unpaid job. But guys, let me tell you, volunteering is something that's really big on this country. Volunteering can get you a main job in this country. So do not take it for granted. So my best advice would be, even though you're not getting, and you don't even need to volunteer full time, a couple of hours a week could go a long way. So my advice would be look for a care setting. It could be a care home. It could be, a learning disability center. It could be just providing support. It could even be food bank that is around you, volunteering for a couple of hours, but ensure it's within the sector of what you currently work, which is the healthcare sector. Walk in there, tell them you want to volunteer. Most people will not say no. The most time, because it's healthcare sector, the most they'll ask of you is a DBS. So giving a couple of hours every week, guys, it will go a long way. I can tell you for a fact. And of course, you can put that in your CV. And you know what? These people that give you volunteering job, they can also give you reference. So while your employer is still there, trying to make excuses, you can easily get reference from these people and makes your life easy. So one of the things I would highly recommend is for you to volunteer, in the healthcare sector. It will help you at the long run. So think about it, guys, and go for it. Right, guys. So the very last one, I hope you're here. I hope you're still very here to the very end. And the very last one I want to share is for you to switch employers. It's as simple as that. Simple as ABC. So if you have an employer who is meant to give you a certain number of hours, you're not getting it for whatever reason, whether you paid for your serious, whether you didn't pay, that's not the focus of this video. The focus, if you're not getting enough hours, you have the right, you're within the restriction in this country for you to switch employers. So just go ahead and start seeking for another employer. And the beauty of it is, guys, you're already here. You can sit down, go on your computer. I know, yes, it sounds easy. It sounds easier said than done, but it's doable. It's doable for you to switch employers. It comes back to the point of view, like for me, who generally switch from domiciliary care, and I'm not enjoying the benefits of the NHS, and my life is much more easier. Okay, so I would advise you, and my best advice would be, if you're not currently getting shift, you of course don't just sit back and relax. Start thinking of how to switch employers, as soon as possible. It's doable, but you need to be strategic. You need to put effort. You need to pursue it with every fiber in you, and that is where I come in to give you a hand if you want to switch employers. I've done it successfully. And of course, you can trust me to help you do it. If it's something you want to do, go ahead and click on the one-on-one section and let's take this one step further. I hope you got value from this video. If you found it very useful, please go ahead and share to someone who might need it. They might just pick one point that might just change the trajectory of whatever they're going through here in the UK. I hope you got value. Take good care, guys. I'll see you in my next one. Bye-bye.